Hey, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're here
Hi.
with Tata today, and I made a post about I wanted to speak about, and I want to be really careful here because I don't want YouTube to flag this video, and I want us to get away with talking about what we want to talk about. Um, Plant medicine. And when we talk about plant medicine, we're talking about talking about like. mm, Picture, we're just gonna pretend like the food you cook with, you put mushrooms in your food. That's what we're talking about, but not
Yeah.
actually that. We're gonna call it plant medicine. Um, so we're talking about that today. I made a post that I was like, I don't know why, I just feel like it needs to be talked about more. There's kind of like what's that called? Like a negative connotation around it, or like I feel like people don't really understand it or misunderstand it. And so I want to bring like more awareness to it and just like have discussions with other people, their experiences with it, and just bring more awareness to it. So yeah, I made a post. I was like, who wants to talk about this? And he reached out to me and I was like, I'm so excited. I'm curious to hear about your experience and journey with it. And you could tell us about your spiritual journey or just your journey with plant medicine or whatever you feel like sharing. The floor is yours.
I'm Tata. Yeah, so I have definitely a lot of experiences with it. I actually, the first time I actually experienced with it was in Florida, because it was such like a beachy place. And I guess people were really into it over there because like the way the weather was set up, I think it was just easy to grow because it was so humid. So it was easy to find in there, and it was like, people were just kind of like selling it, and they just kind of, it was just normal
Like
there.
on the street,
So,
like you could just see someone selling.
no, more like your friends. Like if you
Okay.
knew someone, they kind of, most people had them, like they just grew them, I guess, and it was like a thing. So I. With the person I was with, like I guess we both were like interested, and we never like knew anything about it. And we could just thought that like you could like maybe hallucinate or whatever. And like, like I didn't know anything. So I was just like, okay, like we'll try it. Cause I was just like, that place in Florida was just so boring. And I just didn't really I wasn't in like any type of like spiritual or anything. Like I've always been called to that part because I don't know why, but I didn't really associate it with that at the time. I was just like, like let me just try this. Like it's natural.
You
Like
called to what? What do you mean?
like to just like try it. I
Oh,
mean like I was always like kind of like, like into like crystals and
okay.
like stuff like that. I don't know, like meditating and stuff like that. And this was when I say Florida, this was 8 years, 9 years ago. This was before my son was born. So this was, yeah, that was the first time I tried it. And I wasn't like this, but so I tried it. And no, before I was like thinking I was gonna like, see cartoons and like, like I don't know, like see like trippy stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually went to the beach and I tried it, and it was like super spiritual. And like I said, like I wasn't into anything spiritual at the time, but it was just like I remember I just wanted to be like, more in touch with like the sand because I was at the beach, and I just like felt, I just loved how like the sand felt, and I never really realized how great it felt. And I was just like, I just loved the beach at that point. I was just like, wow, like this is where I'm meant to be. And that beach, it had like across the street, it had like restaurants and stuff. And so I could see people from there from the beach. And my mind couldn't process like why those people would be there. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, I don't understand like why they would want to be in that restaurant. Like it didn't like resonate. And yeah, it was very like, I could like, see like the trees like moving different ways, and I was very connected. But at the time, I didn't know what was going on. Like I had nothing explaining to me like it's because of this and it's because of that. right now, my tool that I really like to use is ChatGPT. And I really do enjoy like asking like certain things, like when I did, do the shrooms and stuff now. And just like researching things that back then, even though it was only 9 years ago, like I didn't really have ways to like understand what was happening. So I kind of just, that was like it really, like that. And then I had my son and, try to have like the family and whatever. So I hadn't really tapped into that until recent, like, well, recent, I think it's probably been like almost a year since I tapped back into it. And um, it was so funny because my man like mentioned it, and my man is super woke. Like I don't know what it is with him. Like he just like knows so much. He like remembers stuff, and he doesn't need anything. Like no type of like any like he just and he'll like study stuff until he gets it. Like it's the craziest thing. But he was like looking into the plant medicine, and I was like, yeah, like, I've tried it before. It was really interesting. Like, and we ended up finding this place because in Michigan they do have places. In Michigan's like an hour, like 2 hours away, um, in Detroit. And so we went there, and I think I told you about it too. It's a really nice place. And then yeah, and then we tried it, and it was a really interesting experience because unlike you, I'm freaking nuts. Like I don't like do a little bit. Like I'll literally like let me
That's
just
what I was
like
gonna ask. I was gonna ask, was your first time a lot and like every time a lot?
yeah, like I don't know. Like to me, it's like oh, it's just like a little. And I'm like, and I was just yeah, like it was a lot, and so so much where it's like I'm coming out of my body type thing. But like my man, like he doesn't get affected by it. Like people are different. Like he
Yeah.
won't he won't see stuff. He won't he's just more he's different. Like he'll be
It
more
seems like he's
talkative.
already at like the level of consciousness. I feel like it kind of like will bring you to a higher level of consciousness. And if you're already like there, like you're not gonna feel the effects as much. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel like my man is definitely already there because like I have way more issues than him. I feel like he's just like more like his nervous system is more relaxed and stuff, and I feel like mine like I have a lot to work with. So, yeah, he will just get more talkative and stuff. But me, I was like I was like coming out of my body, and it was crazy because since he was able to like I needed like I was happy I had him there because at times he would like annoy me because I was like, I just want to come out of this body. Like I don't want to like but he would like be able to ground me because when I would like feel myself being able to like come out of my body, which I don't even understand, like I would feel my body getting cold and stuff. And literally and
I
I
would
would
be
like
panicking. I'd be freaking out.
I I
I'd
kind
be
of would,
dying.
but it was like it was crazy. So basically, I was like, I just want to get out, right? Like I want to get out of this body because like this place feels better. But then there would be like I don't know, like my higher self, I guess that would like be like, no, like you chose this. Like if you come out of this body, you're just gonna come back to a different one. And I'm
Oh,
like, oh, I'm like, you're right. Like let me come back 'cause this is what I chose. Like
wow.
it was the craziest thing because I would just like talk to myself and I would have all the answers.
That's fun.
So I was like, you're right. Let me come back because this is what I wanted to do. So
Mhm.
and like my man would like help me ground by like just like talking to me like I don't know, like he would just be like, no, like it's not like that. Like and I would be like, okay, I get it. Like I want to be here and stuff. And it's not like I was like super depressed where I was like, I don't want to. It's just like at that point, I guess when you do that amount of that plant medicine, you just kind of like have this realization like this isn't where I really came from. There's another part and it feels great, but this is what I chose to do type thing. And that to me was like, what?
It gives me chills. It's like there's like so much better, but you chose to like I kind of have this like feeling that it's like I'm not from here, I'm from somewhere else that's like way better than here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I here? Like, this is terrible. Like,
Mhm.
you know.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was feeling. And like my whole like I did the plant medicine a couple times and every single time it was a very healing experience and for me in a very different way. Like that was one of them, like how I was saying. And like another one was like talking to my quote unquote like inner child that I never heard about. These things I literally never heard about. Like I would search them up, like I hear this voice and it sounds like this and it would be like that's your inner child. And I'm like, "What?" Like it's not like I was like I knew about these things and like I you know, like I found out by like asking myself, which is the craziest thing. The
Yeah, I feel
craziest
like it's the opposite for me. Like, I feel like I've heard about it, like learned about it, and then I worked with it. But it seems
Right,
like the
yeah.
opposite for you. Like, it came to you, and then you're like, what is this? And then you figure,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I remember hearing my inner child for the first time, and it was the craziest thing. It was like, you know, just like being like it wasn't like one thing. It was like energies that I could feel, and it was like multiple, and they were like kids. Like it was like kids, and they were just so excited that I could like hear them in a way. It was really interesting, but like they were,
Like,
and I
you're
was like,
like, you're actually listening to me. Like, you can hear me.
yeah, like, and I could, yeah, and I was like, who is this? And they're like, we're your inner child. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you? And they were just like, they thought everything was funny, like all my problems. Like, if I thought about an issue, like it was hilarious. And I would just like laugh. And I'm like, what? And it was so funny because I would have to like calm them down because they were just so excited that I was finally there. And yeah, like it was the craziest thing because like at the moment I was like, I don't know what inner child is and I don't know what's going on. But I was like calming them down, like it's okay, like I'm here, but like chill out. Like I want to learn more about you. Like it was, and this was all like within me, like, you know, like my man was like doing his own thing and this was just like going on. I'm like,
Yeah.
um, so those things were like, you know, like it made me want to learn more. Like, what is that? Like, what was my inner child? Like, why was it so excited to see me? Like, why, you know, so, and it made me realize like, dang, I need to heal. Like, I am like messed up, you know, like, cause I've definitely been through so much trauma during childhood. Like I came from cycles and cycles and cycles of trauma. Um, and I feel like I'm definitely like the one to be able to like break it and just, you know, with the plant medicine, I never, because I've been to therapy so many times. Like I've been to so many therapies and I've had therapists that like fell asleep on me. I had therapists that like they really fell asleep on me while I was talking.
You should be
Like I
fine.
had, but it was through this app. Like I had this therapist who she was like a friend. She was just like listen to me and just like, which was great, but there was no like, you should do this and I think you should do and like there was none of that, like write this or none of that. Like none of them seemed to actually do it for me, you know, but you know, the plant medicine, it kind of just would it wasn't that it made me feel like a feeling where it was like because honestly like I didn't really enjoy the feeling of it as much. Sometimes I was like, oh my goodness, like I know I have to feel this in order to be able to like receive my answers from within type thing. It was like kind of an uncomfortable feeling when you do take that much and it's not like I'm gonna enjoy this, like this is like it's more of like you're going in it like I'm gonna heal, like literally, like you know.
Like, you're
So
taking
that
your
was,
medicine, like it's gonna be not
yeah,
enjoyable.
like
But you're getting your medicine.
yeah, like what I learned about that plant medicine, it's all about intention. So however you come and then you show up for it is what you're going to receive. So like people do see cartoons and stuff, and that's because their mind is not like into like certain things, I guess. They're not
Yeah,
very
they're not, I don't
open.
think they're really setting an intention. Like, a lot of people just
Yeah,
take it just for a
exactly.
party or a fun time, or they don't really know what to expect. Versus if you're taking it intentionally and you're setting an intention before you take it, that's more purposeful, and it will lead you on that journey of whatever intention that you set.
Exactly. Like I've had somebody take the same strand and tell me that they had like a crazy trip and they saw like crazy, you know, and I'm like, wow, that's so different.
Yeah.
than, from what I experienced. And like, it's like, it's so interesting how different people get, they see and get affected different ways. But like I said, for me, it definitely was like such an eye opener to myself. And there was a time where I even was able to like talk to my body, which was the craziest thing.
That's
Like
beautiful.
it's the craziest thing. Like I was literally like laying down and I was like, my man went to like go get something. And I had like this moment to myself in the room. And I had done, and these, yeah, the plant medicine, I was gonna name the kind, but I guess maybe I shouldn't. But like, um, so I remember like I was actually hearing this voice and like feeling this presence. And it was so nurturing, so loving. And I was like, wow, like this person is so beautiful. Like she's so divine and like nurturing and loving, like motherly. And she was like, and I could hear my body somehow. It was like crying out for me. It was like everything you've been doing to me, like you've been like putting like alcohol in me, like you've been like putting like piercing me, like you've been like, doing all these things that I don't understand because like it's like telling me that like it lost trust in me because like I'm not like doing the right things for it and I'm not very aware of what I'm doing. And it was the craziest thing because the other voice that I was hearing, the nurturing, motherly, beautiful voice was like calming it down. It was like, it's okay, I hear you, I'm so sorry. And it's like these two things are having a conversation with them, but I'm here present and I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, who are these people? What is going on? Like, and I'm like, who are you? And it's like, I'm your higher self. And I'm
Wow.
like, what? And I'm like, and it's like, so I'm like, that's me. And then she's like, yeah, like that's your body. So she was like, so yeah, I was like talking to my body without being aware that I was talking to my body. And
Wow.
I was literally like calming it down, basically telling my body that I'm so sorry. And I kid you not, when I said that stuff, like I felt like
Mhm.
so much like relief and like you hear me like oh
Yeah.
my goodness you're actually there. And like I just started crying and stuff. It was just so strange, but it was like
Yeah.
it was such a beautiful moment. And I was like, wow, like I never realized that like my body is so disconnected from me because of everything that I've been doing. But to me it's regular things, like we
Yeah.
all do these things, but I don't realize that my body's an actual living thing that, like
Yeah.
she's like she's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, I
So
could
like,
relate to that. Mhm.
yeah, like I definitely got me very connected to my body in that way.
Mhm.
Um, and I thought it was really interesting how it happens because like I said, I never heard about these things. Like
Mhm.
everything that I've realized and learned and remembered from that plant medicine would make me dive deeper into these things, which got me in touch with like you and like, that part of like threads and like I'm just very new to these things because like I said, like I found answers from the plant medicine. Like it wasn't from the outside, which is very, very like, like interesting. um, yeah, like I definitely found a lot of healing from very different ways in that way.
So
But
do you
yeah,
see, oh,
yeah.
sorry, I was just gonna say, so do you do like the inner child work outside of plant medicine, or do you do most of your work with the plant medicine, or do you have like other like tools that you use?
So when I do, so I, like with the plant medicine, like I said, like it's something that has to be very intentional. So it's something that I do, like if I don't have work for a couple days, or if I'm like going somewhere specifically for that, like it can't just be like, oh, it's a Saturday, like let me just, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to be very intentional for me. So I tend to try to just do things on my own without it, because I don't want myself to kind of like only be able to remember and be like that, but like with it, like I want to be able to like do these things without it. So I do try to just like remember like how I felt and what I was thinking about in that moment with the plant medicine and try to like incorporate that into like now, like, like daily. So I just try to like remember like, okay, when I talk to my body and this and that, like I know what I have to do now. So it's kind of like it's not something you have to rely on in like my experience. It's kind of like you get your answers and you work with it. Like it's not
Yeah,
something you're like, let me go back. Like, you
yeah,
know, like you might learn a lot, maybe something like you might remember something different or, but for me, it's like I've remembered so many things that I need to work with it now. It's like you can consume so much,
yeah,
but if you're not doing the
yeah,
things and like like you're
yeah,
not meant to just consume,
yeah.
So
That's
I
a
definitely
sorry.
oh
People could
no.
can become reliant on it or kind
Mhm.
of use it as an escape tool, but I definitely
Mhm.
agree that you have to take what you've learned from it and then
Yeah.
apply that to your regular day-to-day life.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's not even like it's a kind of like an uncomfortable feeling at first. Like I was joking with my man. I'm like, it's like that feeling of like turning to a werewolf in a way. Like when you take that amount, it's not even like, yeah, I'm gonna like do this and escape and party. Like for me, it's like, nah, like this is actually just for this. Like, um, but there was actually this one it's like chocolate bar that we got from the place. And my man, he's not like he doesn't really like doing the plant medicine that much because like I said, it doesn't affect him as much. And when so he tried the chocolate bar with me, and it was like a very, very beautiful, like loving experience. No judging, but we were driving on the way back to, to Ohio, so he was driving, but we were able to like light up someone. Like it was just the craziest experience. Like we were going through so we took we ate the plant medicine that was in the chocolate bar, and we were, driving back, and we went through this toll, and we could just feel this lady's like energy. Like we could feel how she was so distraught and she was so like stressed. And she was just telling us and this motorcycle went by and it was so loud. And she was like, oh my goodness, like it's so loud, like I just don't like that sound. And we could see her like for who she like her spirit. And she was very distraught, very stressed. And and my man was like, oh yeah, I totally understand. Like that's, these noises. And what he was saying to her made her just light up and
Mhm.
switch, and we were able to see that because like the plant medicine, we were able to see it. And the things that he was saying to her was like, okay, I concur, like I agree with you. And then he was just like, he knew what to say. He just
Mhm.
knew what to say. And the way we saw her light up, and she was just so happy.
Wow.
And she was like giving us our change, and she was like, oh my goodness, look at this dollar bill. It has a little kitty cat on it. Like she was just a different person. Like,
Wow.
and we were like, what?
It's almost like it worked through you guys through to her.
We wanted to cry because she was just like, oh, have a great day. Like we changed this woman, we changed her, and we were like, because my man and I, we always were like, we're on a mission, like we're here for love, like we're gonna like, help people, we're gonna like, become financially, you know free, where we're gonna literally like help others. And we always thought it had all about to do with like money, like we can help others by like if we give them this money, like they're gonna listen to us and they're gonna like we never realized that just by words and presence we can affect so much in a way. And I was like, that's so crazy because that like went to show us like it's not just like that. Like we can literally just like by, being able to connect with others in a way that we can change like exactly how they feel and stuff. It was so crazy, like just seeing it and just like, and we held on to the dollar bill to keep that memory because she saw that little picture and she was just like in that energy. Like it was just it was really nice. But yeah, like little things like that, I feel like people don't expect from plant medicine. Like they don't really expect something like that to happen because I definitely didn't, like
Yeah,
we would go through it and process it and be like, oh my goodness, that's like the most beautiful thing that I've ever done. And
that's nice.
um yeah, and like or I would just be outside and I would like look around and be like, wow, like you cannot take like the source out of things. Like they could try their best to like try to, distort and take everything out, but you just can't. Like you
Yeah.
need, you need certain things. Like you need the trees out here or we wouldn't be able to survive. Like
Yeah.
you can't take everything away, so you can't like fully win. And
Yeah.
yeah, definitely gave me a lot of different
It gives a lot of like perspective shifts.
perspectives. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My timer thing is already like we only have 4 minutes left. I feel like we barely even dove into the surface of this, so we might have to do another video.
Oh
But
yeah, that was a lot.
right. Um, yeah, it's just the people just don't understand the medicine and what it is and what it does. And I didn't even like dive into my experience with it. I don't like
I
go
know,
out
I
there.
want to hear it. I'm so mad. I'm like, you heard mine. I'm like, damn, I should have like wrote this so I could have made it like 20 minutes.
No, that's okay. I mean, we can record another video right after this if, and I can
Okay.
share my story.
Yeah.
So you guys will have to watch the second video. Um, but it was amazing like hearing your story, and it's very interesting because it's so different but the same at the same time. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed like hearing your story. And if there's any like last minute things you want to add, um, or like where people can find you, or like do you plan on working with other people?
Yeah, I mean, like, I just, I'm very new. Like, my social media is so private. I just literally started like on threads, just trying to like, say little things here and there. But that's probably where I would like, start.
Oh, Reds,
So,
yeah. Reds is where it's
yeah,
at.
yeah. So if you want to see me over there,
Hmm.
um, that's where I'll be at. But we can definitely do a second video because I
Yeah,
definitely want to hear your side.
I know. Go to the second video and I'll explain my story with the plant medicine. So
Okay.
we'll just end this one here and then we'll
Yes.
record the other one, okay?
All right.
Right.
Bye.